Welcome to the Porsche Club Insider, your one stop for all things Porsche and PCA. Here's your host, Vu Nguyen, and the Insider crew.
Welcome, everyone, to episode 193. It's nice and cozy here in the podcast room as we have four people at the table and Damon at the controls. Welcome, everyone. Man, this is going to be fun. I think Manny worked really hard on this one because we're going to, I don't say we're going to try to stump you, but we're going to try to ask you a few questions to see how well you know Porsche.
Or how well the listeners know
Yeah.
Porsche, because just because you own one doesn't mean you may know the history or some interesting trivia about the mark.
Exactly. And once you know all of this information, you should be well armed to go to any Cars and Coffee or any party and be known as the Porsche person.
At least understand, because I've talked to new members who said, I remember the first time I came to an event, man, you guys were saying like 996, 964, 997.2, and I had no idea what you guys were talking about. And so I started thinking about stuff that you may hear at Cars and Coffee, and I started writing articles every once in a while that would say like 10 more things you need to know, so people understand.
Yep.
Well, we could ask you questions too.
Okay. All right. Well, so you can see if you can stump the teachers.
I did stump you before.
Oh, okay. We'll have to. I don't recall that anyways.
I'll remind you.
All right. Well, before we get started, I want to make sure we thank our presenting sponsor, Pirelli. Pirelli tires have to achieve the highest levels of performance, safety, noiselessness, and grip on the road surface. Innovative tires that can satisfy even the most specific mobility needs of the end consumer. I want to thank all of you that are listening. If you aren't currently a PCA member and own a Porsche, what are you waiting for? Grab that VIN handy. And for those of you that don't currently own a Porsche, join our test drive program where we'll unlock resources so you can find that special Porsche for your driveway. Speaking of driveway, nice new clean driveway. Maybe we can talk about that later.
Yep.
Or your garage. So with that, welcome back, Paul Gentile, member since 1986, longtime friend of ours, has Porsches, has a couple other cool cars as well, and as I was alluding to earlier, has a nice fresh driveway and garage. So congratulations on that. And a couple houses down the street, he brought along Gary Pyles, member since 2020, and Gary hangs out with us here in the Chesapeake region as well. Welcome to the podcast, fellas.
Thank you. He just made you sound like his sidekick.
He kind of is.
Hey, I didn't invite him. So he does live up the street, but I did not invite him.
He is.
He followed you in.
So the last time I wasn't on the last podcast, but the one before that, we talked about a non-Porsche topic, which hopefully you thought it was kind of humorous in terms of me finding a fender for my son. If Manny wanted me to bring up not exactly a fun topic, but something that might be interesting to you all because it might happen to you. And the question is, how do you resolve the problem? And it's something that I was thrusted into on Tuesday, where my wife called me as she stepped off the train tracks and walked towards her car in a parking garage that she's parked there for 20 plus years. And she hit the unlock button and she saw her lights blink, but because she was between two cars, as she from a distance, she didn't realize it, but as she walked up close.
You didn't know that it was a little lower than usual?
I mean, from a distance, you just see lights. I mean, I think it was 6:30, so it was already kind of dark. But anyway, she walked up to the car, and there were no wheels and tires on the car. Yeah, so thankfully, I was actually just home. I wasn't traveling or anything like that. So she called, and I kind of thought, I didn't think it was a joke, but I was just in disbelief when I got the call. She's like, hey, I think you need to come to the train station because the Civic doesn't have any wheels and tires. I'm like, oh, are you kidding me? So anyways, made it to the train station in about 15 minutes. Before she called me, she actually called the police, got there. Police was nowhere to be found, continued to wait. And while we're waiting, now I'm trying to figure out how do I get a car with no wheels home. And for those of you that aren't watching on YouTube, it's a 2022 Civic Sport, very popular wheel. So honestly, I'm not even surprised that they targeted her car. But what do you do? What would you guys do?
Did you grab anything when you got the call?
Well, no. Initially, I figured let me go assess the situation, right? So, my damsel in distress. So I just hopped in the car and went over there. Thankfully, one of the
He's scared to death of her. I know. He was like a fireman. If there was a pole, he could have slid down. He would have slid down that pole.
thankfully, one of the other commuters stayed with her. Because I could tell she was a little bit startled.
Sure.
I mean, you feel violated, right? Like
Definitely.
So I get there and I immediately notice the car obviously has no wheels and tires, but I also notice how they left the car, and I see lug nuts, including the wheel locks. Everybody asked me, did it have wheel locks? Yes, it had wheel locks. All the lug nuts and the wheel locks were on the ground, and the car was perfectly balanced on 4 Pepsi plastic crates. They put it right in the middle of the car, and the car was almost teetering. So you worry when something like that happens, they just drop it on the ground and they maybe crack a rotor or scratch up the bottom. But literally, I could take my one finger and kind of teeter the car. So we're waiting for the cops. Cops initially went to the wrong train station, so that's why I got there before they did. But what would you guys do? I'm definitely not leaving the car at the train station. What would you guys do?
First of all, I would never have done what you did.
Yeah.
I don't know that I would have thought to do that.
Yeah.
But
so my first thought was, well, we called AAA, and AAA is like, well, we can't send a tow truck out because you have no wheels. I'm like, okay, great. So what should I do? They're like, you should call your insurance company. I'm like,
what are they going to do?
What are they going to do?
Yeah.
Right. So then I'm thinking, okay, I got to figure out how to get wheels on this thing now it's like 7:15 or so, 7:15 at night. And so the Civic thankfully has a spare tire. My brother has the same car, or my sister-in-law has the same car, so I was going to grab that spare tire. And then my neighbor has a Civic, I was going to grab that spare tire. And then my other neighbor has an Accord, which has the same bolt pattern. I was going to grab that spare tire. So I could have 4 at least wheels to put on the car. Obviously not to drive home, but to just get it on the flatbed.
you could have driven it home, I guess.
I don't know if you would want to drive. I guess you could, maybe. I don't know. Drive slowly at
Does
least.
it have traction control?
I don't know.
Because I think different diameter wheels.
Yeah, one
wheel
wheel would be kind of off because of
light up the dashboard.
But I wouldn't have driven. I wouldn't have taken the chance. So then I'm thinking, okay, now I got to, even if I got the wheels and got a flatbed, I still have to wait. That's like kind of a long time. So I was like, what are the, and I had been looking for a tire, and that's another story. But anyways, I've been looking at Facebook Marketplace. So I knew that there's rims and tires out there. So you should pay about $700, $800 for a nice set of wheels and tires, like the one
recently stolen
wheels that she had.
Just what you need.
Most of the ones that I found were kind of far away, or they were like at a tire shop, so they weren't going to be obviously open. I found a set that was available in Gaithersburg, which is about 35, 40 minutes away. So I messaged the guy. Thankfully, he answered. I made him an offer.
Did he say we have a set coming in right now?
Cash only.
And of course,
No questions asked.
Everybody's like, "Did you buy back your own wheels?" No, because I know my wheels. Like honestly, I'm still looking on
The next
Facebook.
guy's
And how did you know they were not your wheels?
What's that? Because I know there's 2 wheels on her car that have scratches, and then also she has Goodyears. The wheels that I bought have Continentals, but then I also know the date codes on her car. They have 3 matching date codes. Because remember how I told you earlier that
I was looking for it because the pre-podcast answer was she curbed 2 of the wheels. Now they had suddenly scratches
mark.
on them.
They had marks because they met a curb, but lightly. So
Did you do that?
no, I didn't do it, but it's okay. It's a car. And they're little scratches, and the wheels are black, so they touch up
Like
very
he
easily.
testified before Congress, watching every word that he says.
So
I do
the
not
3
recall
tell
the
Luann to
condition of the
watch.
wheels.
So the 3 tires have matching date codes, but the 1 tire has a 1 year newer date code. So so I'm still looking on Facebook because I want to, if I find them, I can forward the information to the police officer. So it's kind of a game there. But anyways, so the guy agrees on the price, and so now the plan's in place to go home. I was in the Cayenne, but I went home, grabbed the fit. Called my buddy to come out, grabbed the floor jacks, grabbed the impact gun. But before we left, we told the police officers, like, I'm going to come back with a bunch of tools and wheels and tires. So just hopefully you can come back and kind of, I don't know who's going to be here, but she's like, no, we'll tell the the squad or whatever they call them. And so we come back. Oh, we head to Gaithersburg, come back, and as we are getting ready to put the wheels and tires on, she comes back and she goes, "So are these the wheels that came off the car?" And I was like, I was very specific. These are wheels, similar model wheels, but they are not the wheels that came off. In fact, they have different tires. And she was like, "So how did you get them so quickly?" I was like, and I told her what I just told you guys. And I said, "I'll be here. I'll be out of here in 10 minutes."
Wasn't Ty with you?
Ty was with me.
Oh, he's police, though.
So he was police.
Oh, he was.
So then they started talking park police stuff, and then it was fine. But yeah, I mean, I could understand maybe some people probably could do insurance fraud with this. Like if you put your car up and then came, but
you could.
So I'm sure she has to ask the question. But I said no. I said these are brand new. You can tell, and these are Continentals and not Goodyears and da 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 da. So yeah, 10 minutes later, car's back on the ground, and so basically that whole ordeal was 3 hours. And the reason why we're sharing this with you is perhaps, hopefully, you don't have an incident with obviously your Porsche, but maybe your commuter car that's sitting in a lot. I mean, I'm not even mad. People are like, "Oh, so you're upset?" It's like, I'm not even that mad because
You got a deal on them, and you needed tires anyway, almost.
I mean, yeah, her tires were like more than halfway done.
I'll go steal Cayenne tires. Do it again.
And these tires are brand new. They're off of a 2026 Civic, and they had like the barrels didn't even have dirt on them. They were brand new. So yeah, and it could have been worse. Like one, obviously, I'm happy my wife wasn't in some sort of altercation, but the way they put the Pepsi crates under the car, like, did not even scratch up the bottom rockers. I mean, they just did it nicely. They didn't scratch the fenders when they took stuff
they were
off.
considerate.
Props from Maryland Thieves.
I mean, I'm not trying to give
Better
them
trained than
props,
some of the
but
technicians are.
but
That's a lot of practice.
if it's gonna happen, like, this is ideal.
About as good
and then
as
I
it
could
could
get I got the car home.
So the cops like using the Pepsi things as a clue to find the.
No, I took them home
sure.
because I think they are fantastic tools around the garage now. They're strong and
yeah.
they don't mark up the bottom of your car. Like,
I'll write tech tips. About it.
how Pepsi crates.
It's your lower
and they're way
Pepsi
lighter
crates.
than jack stands. They're super light.
Yeah.
So these 4 Pepsi crates cost me $900. Obviously, people were saying
Next episode, he's gonna tell us I got crushed by his Honda with the Pepsi stuff.
yeah, and I know people were saying, "Well, are you going to go through insurance with it?" And I just like, oh man, I mean, I was going to wait for the insurance company to figure out what to do, and
It's not worth making that claim.
And I'm just 3 hours and I'm done. And I get it; it's tough out there.
It
People are
worked
trying-
out really well for you.
Yeah.
I mean, if I was in that boat and I was like Luann, commuting all the time, I was more worried about my car being stolen.
But I know exactly why, though, because normally the train station's fairly crowded with people, but because of things that are happening down in DC, the train ride is light, and so she normally parks upstairs, just like a thief. Like, coming into your house is different from stealing something from your front driveway, right?
Yeah,
or even the car that's parked out in the
breaking
curb.
and entering. Yeah.
But because it's been light, she parked in the very ground level, which is open to everything, and it's where like the kiss and ride is. So, and she's going in 5 days a week, and she's been parking in the same spot for the last 2 weeks. And that place is empty from 9 till whatever. Oh, and it doesn't have any cameras. So
I feel like Bruce giving advice to thieves.
It's
If you come to Maryland,
I'm sure thieves aren't listening to our podcast.
get up
but
the
like,
train
man,
lots.
they're probably in and out of there in 5 minutes.
they're in and out. Oh, and the other thing is I would like to think that they're pros because the car did have wheel locks, and the wheel locks didn't even have marks on them. Like, they had the key.
I was talking to Carl, who works for Subaru
Yeah.
dealer, and I said, "How?" First of all, he said they don't sell that except only to shops.
Yeah.
and they get people coming in that want to buy it.
Yeah.
and they will not sell.
The master key.
I said, "How many different locks are there?" And he goes, "For Subaru, there's 20."
Yeah.
So you get a kit with 20 different, and he goes, "Now if you lost your key, you can come with your VIN number and we can order it for you, but you have to show proof that you own the car, and it's a lot of process to get this key."
Yeah.
But he said they do not sell to the public. That's set. He goes, so either they got it from someone who owned the shop, or somehow they managed to get it. But it's 20. At least on the Subaru, there's 20 different locks.
Yeah, the locks were perfect, not a mark on them.
Wow.
So,
They're
but you know
back
what
on
got
the
me to
car.
thinking though. So yeah, I know they have these master sets, and I'm sure thieves can get them, right? Thieves can get anything. But I was wondering,
Amazon.
remember Gator grip sockets? They're like pins. I wonder if you used a Gator
They work.
socket on and the pins.
David's saying thumbs up. He must have tried it.
Yeah, I've definitely. You can get stuff at like Home Depot or the auto parts store it's like a reverse thread or the Gator locks. There's like 2 or 3 different products that if you lose your wheel lock
would
key,
do it.
you can get.
Yeah.
Danny has them.
Really?
Yeah. If
The
somebody
wheels
doesn't
or the wheel lock? I'm kidding.
have the lock,
So
he's had to use them.
yeah, I mean, yeah.
When we had Project 964, it was the first time I had a car that had 10,000-hour wheels on them. So normally I never even cared about most of my cars don't have wheel locks because I'm like, you're not really going to hurt me if you steal the wheels. And but that was
Even
really.
a Z3.
I bought $40 for a wheel. I think I'll survive if somebody steals my wheel. The tire's worth more, barely. So I started doing research on wheel locks to say, well, maybe we should get some really good wheel locks for these wheels. Basically, none of them are. I mean, at least like you said, a pro can get in there. And I watched a video where even like the best, most expensive locks. I think the most expensive one took them 90 seconds to break into. Other ones were seconds.
It's a deterrent.
Yeah.
It's a deterrent.
Delay.
And so it's like they're going to look for a car that doesn't have it. Obviously, will be easier target. So what do we do now? I mean, I bought a second set of locks just to buy 2 minutes of time. But the real solution is she doesn't drive that car to the train station. She's been taken. So the next day, I'm like, why don't you take the Cayenne to the train? She's like, oh my God, you want me? We just got the wheels stolen. Should I take the Cayenne? What'd they steal those wheels? I'm like, Cayenne wheels are not easy to offload. No thief wants Cayenne wheels. So, and also don't park in that same spot. What are you going to do, right?
He's got a few choices that he could.
You know, because I would come home off the train. I always worry about my car being stolen.
Yeah.
And so
the whole car.
the whole
taken.
car, because
Yeah.
that was going on. There was,
Yeah.
signs, your car's being stolen. I commuted into DC, and I'd park at the end of the metro, so huge parking lot. And they were giving folks free clubs to put on their cars
Yeah.
if they had the high ones. So I was always worried about it being stolen. So what I would do is I drove my turbo. I would take my driving gloves and set them on the Triptonic shifter, so if you looked in, you couldn't tell if it was a manual or not.
Oh.
Because what have we heard about theft in Maryland?
Right.
There was like none or a very small number of
Manuals
ones
that were
stolen.
stolen. Yeah.
But if I walked out and my wheels were gone, I would probably call our local independent shop, Benchmark, and just say, hey, I just came back. What do you think I should do? And he might have more resources. You lucked out.
He would tell you to drive it in, and we'll take care of it.
But what a pain.
not that
So
time of night.
body shops have these universal temporary wheels. They're like orange. They look like a spare saver, but they have all the different bolt patterns on that.
Oh,
So-
wow.
So you can roll the car around. So I was thinking, something like that. But I
didn't know
again,
that
at
existed.
7:30 at night, how am I going to get a hold of 4 of them or 3 of them, right?
Yeah.
So so that's a possible solution if hopefully it doesn't happen to you, but if it does,
Now I know how to steal a car with no wheels. I can.
yeah. Well,
body
let's
shop
not
wheels.
put it in the title of the podcast because someone might search by it. Anyways, let's get to the education side of it. Again, thank you to Manny for putting this extensive list here. But before we go into that, can I thank our corporate sponsor, Auto Atlanta? Auto Atlanta, if you're chasing down parts, if you're looking maybe for wheels or your 944 Turbo or 914, either way, Auto Atlanta has you covered. They've been taking care of Porsches and only Porsches since 1978. They have parts. They ship internationally. They offer tech advice. No matter where you are in the world, if you need a Porsche part, go to autoatlanta.com. They have specialists on the phones that can help you better understand the mechanical repairs. They've done full restorations, regular service, or even detailing tips that you might need. They also buy and sell pre-owned vehicles. If there's a Porsche in your garage that needs a new home, or perhaps you're looking for one, give them a call. Whether you're rebuilding a classic or need just a single clip to finish a project, Auto Atlanta has you covered. Be sure to use the coupon code, the 5% off. It's PCA, the number 5OFF. Again, that's autoatlanta.com. Porsche parts, Porsche people, Porsche passion since 1978. Now, first question, super easy, but believe it or not, a lot of
Before we get
non-enthusiasts.
into that,
Yeah.
I think we asked them what they drive. So
Oh,
let
yeah,
the-
yeah, yeah, right,
let the
right.
listeners know.
You did list that. My bad. So let's start with you because your answer is a little bit easier. What do you drive?
My daily driver is a 2002 Porsche 996 Turbo with 140,000 miles on it. It's my daily driver. I take it everywhere. I've taken it to the mountains. I've taken it to the beach. No problem with that.
And you drive it through everything. And
Yep.
your past Porsche, your 996, your Speed Yellow, you drove that thing through everything too.
Exactly. These cars are. That car had 170,000 miles on it. These cars are meant to be driven, and that's our driver. My wife Stacy, she has a
Careful not to tap the mic.
2012 Cayman R, and I'm looking over here at Damon. We picked his brain about Caymans before that purchase. So we're a 2-car family and 2 Porsches.
That's awesome. All right, so where are you going to start, Mr. Gentile?
I'll start with 4 doors down from him is another Cayman R,
Oh,
of which, what are there, 600 or 700 of them in the States.
a very nice example one too.
Yeah.
You searched high and low and long time
And
for
found
that
it on the Mart.
Found it on the Mart.
Found it on the
plug for
Mart.
the Mart.
Another PCA member who was a complete gentleman to buy a car from. Have a 83 911 SC that I've had since 91, not 81, which is
Yeah.
what I said on a previous podcast, and a 2021 Macan.
And the Macan, that's the one we did the 1
Test
mile review
drive,
back
1
in the
mile
day.
review on. Yep.
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 You did the
And-
1 mile review on the Turbo.
On your
Yeah.
Turbo. Who drove that one? Manny?
Bob Sass. I think.
Oh, Sass drove it. Ah.
No.
And then Manny did it.
Yeah, I was going to say,
well.
that's when we were doing auditions. Look at David. He starts to laugh.
I was about to turn my microphone on. It was that car. That's when Rob's like, yeah, I'm not going to do videos.
It was like the first time we were doing that series, and we said, let's see how we all look on camera. So we'll take the same car and we'll all do the, Rob.
So was that one not published?
It fell under, it looks a lot easier than it really is.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
Hidden
we,
in
we
the deep
published
archives.
Manny's.
Unreleased single.
And unlike Gary, I don't drive him like he does.
Yeah, but you drive them though.
Yeah, I do,
You do.
but no.
No. As my neighbor, Stacy's like, oh, it's not raining today. I saw Paul drive by.
Well, Paul has
He's the
other
weather
vehicles
gauge.
to drive.
I got the weather vehicle, that's
Yeah.
for sure.
But Paul's definitely nothing against you, Gary. But
Yeah, it is.
if Paul sells a car, you just buy it. Like you just know you can just buy it sight unseen.
So
Like,
what's
he's
the,
type of
when it's raining, car that you drive?
The E91 BMW wagon.
BMW wagon? Yeah.
So I have no idea what the E's and the D's and all that. What year is that?
2012.
Okay.
3 Series.
3 Series, manual
Touring.
trans, rear wheel drive. Very nice car.
Sedan color.
In a proper sedan color.
The same way.
Yeah, there we go.
The same way new Porsche owners are at Cars and Coffee with us and our 964s, 993s. I am with BMW.
Yeah.
Like
I know most BMW.
I know the original M3 was E30. I kind of remember that.
Yeah. The ones I don't know
Like
are
a
all the
McLaren. It's like,
New ones.
Yeah, no, forget that.
yeah, the newer ones and
New
also
ones.
like Ferrari lingo. I have
McLaren's the worst, I think.
McLaren.
It's like a printer name, MC.
Yeah.
I think you're right.
Yeah. All right, so let's get started. I'll do the first one. This one's super easy. Is it true that Porsche is a 2-syllable name?
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
People often ask
German
us.
last name. I grew up in Germany, so
Yeah.
Oh.
it's very common.
You know how I answer people when they ask me that, and this totally is like a big name drop, is because I say, because I speak to the family,
Wow.
and they go Porsche. So I think they know how
I
to
always
pronounce
tell
my
them,
name.
I go, watch how they pronounce, well, soon to be ex or former CEO Oliver Bluma. They always say Bluma because the E at the end. I said, so same thing. It's Porsche.
Now the second question, I'll let Manny ask it, and this one's not easy. You got like right off the bat, like
So when did Porsche start using the famous crest?
This was later. They didn't start off with it. I think they started off with their name, but I think the marketing guys in the city of Stuttgart or whatnot wanted to do some sort of promotion. So I would say maybe year 5 or 6 after they launched.
I can see smoke coming out of his head.
I was going to say early 60s, but
ah, that's early.
52.
Ooh.
52.
It appeared on.
I said 50s, didn't I?
It appeared on steering wheels, and then in '54 it appeared on the hood of cars. And the crest was really the brainchild of Max Hoffman, who was the importer
US
for Porsche, and he would frequently meet with Ferry Porsche. And one of the things he asked for was something like a badge, like MG had, Triumph Jaguar, something similar to that, instead of just a script that said Porsche. So there's that famous napkin that Porsche actually marketed with the drawing of the initial crest and the idea of using the Stuttgart coat of arms and whatnot.
So wait.
And it's evolved over the
So
years,
going back
too, right?
to the steering wheel, so if you're like in a Gmund 356, you wouldn't see a crest, but if you're like in a 356A, you'd have it on the steering wheel?
It would have been a Pre-A.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because this is on the hood handle too.
Yeah, 54, they put it on the, that's still Pre-A.
So you mentioned the napkin thing. I thought I heard that napkin thing was like a
Little romantic. Yes.
that never. There was
It
actually
was a Stuttgart thing.
it was actually a internal contest, either with their employees or their contractors, that created the logo. The napkin thing was just like a romantic.
I think
story.
the part of Max Hoffman asking for it, I think, was real.
Yeah.
Them sitting there and drawing it
At the bar was
at
did not
the
happen.
restaurant on a napkin.
Divine
Probably.
division over martinis.
It's a nice story.
It is a nice story, but
Don't let the truth get in the way of
I
a
was
good
at the
story.
museum, I think, when I heard that about the.
But Porsche made up a whole bunch of napkins to
Yeah.
celebrate, I think, one of their anniversaries. So they perpetuated the myth.
myth.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's romantic,
okay.
right?
I like it.
All right, here's a good one. Where was the engine located in the first Porsche registered for the street?
I know this one. We were at the museum,
Which museum?
the
Man,
Porsche Museum, and we pointed it out.
I'm going to guess mid, not rear.
Mid.
Yeah. Which is
right.
where it should be. Oh, God. Here comes the mail.
Everyone thinks the Porsche 356 has a rear engine car, and most were. But the first prototype, the 3561, the engine was behind the driver in front of the rear axle. And that's why a lot of mid-engine Porsche folks are so happy that their car is really, akin to the very first one.
So currently at the museum, they have that sitting there, and you're like, "Wow, look! Is this some?" And like, no, that's the real car. It's that's where the engine was.
Yes and no. Yes and no, because the car at the museum.
About to find out Santa Claus isn't real. What? It is the fat guy.
Children
in the
are
suit,
watching
but-
this show, and it's not true.
So the car at the museum is a replica, a very close replica, but it's not the actual car.
Is it in that
Does the
other-
actual one exist?
There's the actual car does exist, but they swap out because of exhibitions and stuff like that. And they also made like a later iteration that was more accurate to like the first car, because the original car has changed.
Well, it looks
over the
really
years.
good, and the
looked
guards
good.
got mad when I touched it.
Well,
so,
and the fact that
you
it's in the museum, that you just automatically assume that it's.
I remember the first trip to Germany for me, we got to sit in it. It was in the workshop.
know. Oh, cool.
And the guy was like, "Yeah, I could take a seat in it." We're like, "Really?" He goes, "It's just a car. Just sit in it." And to us, we were like, "That's like
holy
the holiest
grail.
of holies."
Yeah.
You know, that you're sitting in Porsche number one. But for him, he was like, "Yeah, just sit in it.
Yeah.
We'll take some pictures of you."
All right, next one.
What is the pink pig?
That is the nickname for a race car.
Good.
917 maybe?
Very good.
That's pretty good, yeah.
Pretty good.
So it was actually the 91720 that Tony Lapine, who was one of the chief designers for Porsche, he actually designed the livery for it. And the story goes that I believe the story I was told was during World War II, it was kind of an insult because the Russians called the German soldiers pigs.
Oh.
And so that was like an insult. And so it was Tony's sense of humor thought it'd be funny to make a pig. Willie Clausen was the first driver of the pink pig, and he told us. I heard him told the story before, and I asked him to repeat it at the last Rennsport. He did not see the car. He did not know about this livery. He had driven the hippie car prior, which was paisley. It was a really
psychedelic-y-
cool, exactly
Yeah.
look. So when he showed up to the track, everyone was saying, "Have you seen your car?" And he's like, "Oh yeah." He goes, "I love it." And they're like, "Really?" And he's like, "Oh yeah, I love it," thinking he was driving a hippie car again. And he said he came around the corner and he sees this monstrosity, and he's like, "What is this?" And at first he refused to drive it, and after they climbed him down, or talked him down from the wall, he got in the car and drove it. And actually, people really loved the car. But the interesting thing is the car did not do very well in competition. For as much fanfare and attention Porsche gives the Pink Pig, it didn't do very well. The tribute car, the RSR, they did in 2018. I believe that did much better. But the 917-20, which was a unique flat shape almost, didn't do well. It was just the livery did really well.
A good livery does a lot for the history of the car.
The Gulf Oil, right? The Gulf Oil livery.
Yeah, Gulf
is by far.
And Gulf Oil car never won Le Mans.
It doesn't matter.
Except in the movie Le Mans.
Yeah.
It's
iconic, right?
Go, Steve.
It is the best.
Yeah.
Now, we saw a replica of the Red Pig. So have you guys heard of the Red Pig?
The Red
No.
Pig?
Yeah.
No. Where was this?
In Stuttgart.
Yeah,
right?
this was in
At the museum?
Stuttgart too.
No.
It was okay. So the Red Pig is a rally car a 4-door rally car, I believe, made by Mercedes. Same thing. It did horrible in competition, but the crowd loved it.
But did it have like the dots and the cuts of meat? Like
No, but I think there's got to be some relationship to it.
Yeah.
Oh, I've seen this car before. 69 Mercedes 300 SL,
Yep.
6.8.
We're telling Tom. That
Yeah, you've probably seen this
that's
car
the way
too.
he should do it.
a Red
Through
Pig?
his car.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that is very cool look. I didn't
it-
realize it was called a Red Pig, though. I've seen the car, I just never realized.
And it has an interesting demise too. It was used in aircraft testing. So some cars get scrapped. That one had a very interesting.
How did he
demise.
use a car in aircraft?
Oh, that car. Yeah. I
Yeah.
know that car.
Did they drop it out
All
of the
the fog
plane?
lights.
Or?
I think they were using it to test landing gear, and I think it served as the landing
Oh,
gear.
Tom should
of
do
some
his car.
sort.
Wow.
Yeah.
Huh, yeah, I've seen that car.
But pigs apparently were very popular
Yeah.
in Germany at that time.
All right, let's move on to a turbo question. The
Yeah,
nine.
let's see.
See if you know this one.
Well, you just gave away the answer.
Oh. Well,
Turbo.
This is a very well rehearsed show around here.
The next Alex Trebek here.
what do they mean
Das
when
Turbo.
Well, I mean,
What is turbo? Yeah,
You got to tell more than just the fact that it's a turbo. You guys know. I know you know at least this. What do they mean when they say it's a Widowmaker for a 911 turbo?
So that's the very first 911, 930 turbo back in the 78, 79 time frame, where if you lift in a turn, it just spins. Hence,
With the
turn-
boost coming on.
With a boost
with the
coming on,
boost
yeah.
coming on. Yeah.
Well, in my world, in the water cooled, the liquid cooled 996 world, we call it the Widowmakers when you take a base turbo and you make it a GT3. So you disconnect the all-wheel drive.
Oh, GT2.
Yeah, make it into a GT2. Yeah,
And they're like, this is your Widowmaker. And I tried that, and it was scary.
really?
Yeah. I can understand why they call it
Yeah,
a
that's true. The
Widowmaker.
GT2s are you don't have the
modern.
added safety of all-wheel drive, and yes, it was very especially-
I
You
understand.
want to tell a story how you got one of those half shafts out?
What happened here?
Sometimes you have to reach for like the blue tool, the blue wrench, which is, a flamethrower and all that stuff. In this case, I couldn't get this half shaft out, so I just
Cut it.
cut it
Oh,
off.
you cut it off?
Cut it off, and then
You
Then
needed
your car-
new half shafts anyway.
yeah,
So let's
gotcha.
just be clear. Yeah.
So you drove it for a while with just.
Well, here's the
two-wheel
interesting
drive?
thing. So you got to trick the car.
I think we should at this point tell people you are not a doctor in
No.
the medical field.
So if you were going to do this, you take your old half shafts and you keep the splines,
Right.
and that way it can read the number of rotations,
Yeah.
so the
Right.
car doesn't upset. But nothing's connected to the
Right.
drive, and you can pull out the whole differential, and that's like 100 plus.
You're talking about the
pounds
front.
weight.
Yeah.
The front there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Another Widowmaker step is reduced weight.
Yes, or the flamethrower itself.
When he told me he cut the half shaft, I'm thinking, well,
I was just looking. I was like, wait, I'm not going to reuse this. Why am I killing?
That's one way to solve the problem.
All right, so Porsche history here. How are the towns of Zell am Zee and Gmund connected to Porsche?
I mean, Gmund is the name for the very early 356, but I don't I don't know the answer to the other.
I'll go for that one. So
Yeah.
Gmund was the sawmill, but that location was chosen because Zellamsee, which is Zell by the lake, was where the family home was.
Very good.
And then they had like a
Gary.
they had like a
paid attention in the
airport
museum.
nearby, and I think, correct me if I'm wrong, guys, but didn't they start doing ice racing again at Zellamsee?
Correct.
Oh.
Yeah. Zellamsee is where the family estate is. Also the home of Porsche design. And Gmund, like you said, is the original sawmill that was transformed into the first Porsche factory. 50-51, they were building, 48-49, they were building the Porsche there. What's interesting was, so the war is nearing an end, and the Allies were bombing Stuttgart. So the Nazis wanted to get the Porsche family out of there, or particularly Dr. Porsche out of there as quick as possible. So they wanted to move them to what was at the time Czechoslovakia. Mm-hmm. And Ferry Porsche did not like that idea, so he quickly went searching for a place that they would feel comfortable at. And that's where he found the sawmill in Zellamsee, which was a quick, short ride, as we know, called the
Grossglockner.
Grossglockner. The most awesome 30 euro pass I've ever been on that takes you across the mountain to Zellamsee, which I just found out today means by the lake.
Yeah.
That's very cool.
We'll
I didn't realize that.
portion of it.
That's
Zell.
and they would do testing for Porsche as they went to the family home. They would test their cars up this mountain pass. So it wasn't uncommon to see the latest Porsches being tested.
That's where the Type 64 was. Mm-hmm. The infamous one from the recent auction.
Yeah.
And if you go to a Gmund, you can see the sawmill. It's
Still there?
been redone, but you can see it the way it was when Porsche was building cars.
It's tiny.
And there's a little museum there and whatnot.
Yeah.
It's,
And there's
pretty
a little town nearby called Capern. And for you history buffs, you U.S. history buffs, that's where the Fourth ID and a band of brothers, if you will, from World War II and others, after they freed Birch's Garden, they went to Capron and just had R&R, rest and relaxation, because it's gorgeous. You can see why Zellamsee was where the
I did
family-
read that when the Allies did not realize that Porsche had a little factory set up in Gmund, they went right by it and didn't realize that what they were doing there. It wasn't until they intensified the search for Dr. Porsche that they found out that, by the way, you may want to check the outskirts of town. There's a sawmill where they're building. They weren't at the time. They weren't building cars, but they were doing other engineering work, and that's how they found Dr. Porsche.
All right, next question here. Are the Porsche tractors made by the same company that made 911s?
I have to assume.
Wow.
I have to assume yes, but I don't know that.
I wonder if this is a trick question because you mentioned earlier, like, oh, Porsche design is here, and I know they have like GmbH design, which is separate from this. But
Don't overthink it.
I'd say they started cranking out tractors after the war to make money.
It
to get
is
capital.
true. Porsche
Yep.
did build farm tractors in the 50s and 60s.
And I think
which
there's a Pink Pig version of the tractor out there.
Yeah, one factory though. That
Yeah.
It's a factory.
It's an over
I think it
100
was
100,000.
Jeanette, huh?
Over 100,000.
Yeah,
of
it
them?
was very at one point very
Lucrative?
profitable for them until it wasn't, and that's when they stopped.
And I would say probably a decade ago it became like the in thing for those that were into Porsches to have a Porsche tractor. I don't know if that's so much the case now. Because what do you do with
Does anybody
the tractor?
local
I saw
have
the
one,
at Rennsport. I saw the
races?
That's when they
the
come on,
races.
yeah.
man.
That's like the only thing you do with them. Like what else would you
or
do
at a
with them?
Concord, if you use to pull race cars or whatnot, it's pretty cool.
Or you show-
It's kind of like if you buy those little Japanese trucks that don't go faster than 50 miles an hour,
Oh, yeah.
and you wonder why people buy those things. Kinda like
Yeah.
that.
And
So
do we
that's
know,
the
any,
version
do we
of
know
mine.
anyone that has one of those?
Those are street legal.
Once a year, we get to see it at the open house. It's an
yeah.
excuse to carry around water.
Wow.
So does
Three
anybody
of you ganging up on me.
anybody locally have a tractor? That you know?
I don't know.
That's the problem is that you really can't. You got to tow it everywhere, right?
yeah.
Yeah, but I'm just wondering if anybody's ever seen
Gonna
it.
leave Wednesday for cars and
And
coffee on
how
Sunday.
often can you use it to cut your lawn before you're like, screw this, I'm going to get a real
Yeah. not cutting it
zero
out,
turn motor.
I mean, I've seen them completely restored, like they're brand new.
Manny and I saw one at Amelia this year.
The Master, the
Yeah.
biggest one.
And they're very reasonably priced. But again,
What do you do?
What do you
what do
do
you do
with
with
it?
it?
Yeah.
What do you do with it? It's
Surprised Guitar doesn't have
You can
one.
brag that you have an open wheel
What do you
Porsche.
do with the 906? You know,
drive it.
that? Yes, that you can drive.
You
Yeah.
drive. You drive.
And
do
to
you
your
drive your tractor?
And to your point, so Porsche design was not formed until after '72, when the
that
when
late.
Ferry Porsche basically fired the family and brought in professionals to run Porsche. They all had to find their own way, if you will, and Butzi Porsche formed Porsche Design. So that was much later that was formed.
That must
Oh,
have
this
been a
next
hard
question's
decision.
interesting. You ask this one.
All right, so now we know him as social media and I think magazine, but what is Type 7 and why is that important to Porsche history?
Type 7?
Type 7.
No
Have
clue.
you ever heard of Type 7?
No.
Doesn't ring a
All
bell.
right, so it's a big social media channel.
Stumped
But Type 7 is the first official engineering project number for Porsche. So Porsche was formed initially as a engineering firm before they started building cars. So 48 is when they registered their first road car. But they're in business in the 30s doing engineering work. And that's what they became famous for. And Dr. Porsche, not Ferry Porsche, but the professor, he did not want it to appear that his first job was this project number 1. So he accelerated it to project number 7
Marketing.
to make it look
Yes.
like they already had customers because they had a big project to build design the Wanderer, which Damon has on the screen.
Yep.
That saloon, and that was their first official project.
Doesn't
That's
look
pretty cool.
anything like a Porsche that we know.
So did then he go back and use previous numbers
No.
I think he
like they
started
do with 993 and then 996? They're all over the map
Yeah.
on those.
Well, yes and no. If you start looking at all their numbers, they have filled them in. They're just not cars. For instance,
They're engineering
Yeah,
projects.
but they've gone backwards.
you know what
too.
Type 912 is?
Well, I'm thinking it's the 4-cylinder 911, but maybe not.
Type 912 is the engine number for the 917.
Oh.
But you would think that's when I first read about it. I thought same
Yeah,
thing. Oh,
yeah.
it's the 56 engine 911. And no, it was the
This whole internal versus marketing.
Yeah.
numbers.
So do you know the number? We know the numbering scheme, but do we know the rationale? I mean, because it just bounces all over the place.
I think a lot of it was marketing. It would sound good, but I don't think. No, I'm with you. A lot of it doesn't make sense, and they don't necessarily do it in order.
No,
right.
they don't.
So like currently is the 992,
Two.
right?
But we already have a 993.
We already have 993. So does that
We
mean
had
they'll go
991,
Is a
We'll go
994
to
going to
994?
sound that good?
994?
995 maybe.
995,
And they already picked
6,
996, right? Like,
6,
so long
7,
ago.
Not
Like, why
8,
did-
not 999.
I think there is a 998 project number. So
99,
who knows?
yeah.
I think that's why Porsche has been giving names to things, and like the Cayenne, they really made. Damon and I were talking about this. The Cayenne, the Macan, the Taycan, they put these wacky, like, what is it, Damon? Like 980 or it's not sexy at all. It's like they don't want you using it.
They have a number for them.
Yeah.
It's a Panamera, not a blah blah blah.
It ends up confusing everybody because you have the Cayenne, but then you have, it's like one of the generations is like 9PA, but Porsche PR calls it E1, and
You- like
the
you
service
said,
people call it E1,
It's
but
a
everyone,
chassis number sometimes.
but then everybody in the public calls it 955 or 957 when nobody at Porsche actually calls it that. Like, it's super weird.
All right. So this next question, careful how you answer it so that we don't get canceled.
That would
What?
never happen here.
What Porsche was called the secretary's car? And the hate mail will go directly to your inbox if you say it incorrectly.
I'll take a guess. 924.
I was going to go transaxle as well, but I'm going to go just for controversy 914 as I stared at my friend to the right.
you were dead to me, so
And now,
Paul and Gary have now been canceled.
now he's just been
And the
cremated.
reason why is I thought of some of the marketing that showed a lot of women with 914s.
Yes, this one you have to dig deep into motorsports history, and I actually knew this one just because it's a very famous photo. It's actually the 917 was initially nicknamed the secretary's car when Yeah, when they had to present 25 completed examples.
Which
to
was
the
unheard of
FIA.
at the time.
Yeah.
Porsche, I mean, the FIA never thought anyone would build 25 of these cars.
Yeah.
5 would be like a push. 25 was impossible. So that's why they came up with that number, because no one would do it.
Yeah. But in order to be able to deliver these quote unquote completed 25 examples, they had to enlist everyone at the factory, including
the
the secretary.
secretary.
It was all hands on deck.
Buy them?
No, to have them lined up and be
And
prepared
finish building them.
to be inspected.
Remember, Porsche was
Wow.
a small company in 69, and they didn't have the resources to say, okay, we need 100 people to put together a 917. So it got, the story is near the end of that line of cars.
Less of a car.
There was like there was truck engines weighing it down, so they would they were trying to get the FIA to go to lunch midway through, so they wouldn't go all the way down, because by the end,
could
most
swap
of the
them
stuff
out.
was just barely held together.
Where were we
Sort of
here?
photos.
Well, that's what Carroll Shelby did. with
Yeah.
Cobras.
Oh, yeah.
He had
Yep.
one car,
Yeah.
Painted.
change colors. Yeah. Yep.
Oh, this next one's good because we hear this question a lot. I'll let you take this one.
Why does the 911 have the ignition key on the left?
It's to be able to start it quicker as they run through to Le Mans. Oh, no. Actually, it's less wire. I
Gary,
think.
what do you
Less
think?
wire.
I was always told it was a tribute to the Le Mans start.
So it's the
Very
it's
romantic.
a great story.
Very romantic.
But
Yeah.
if you ever tried to do that,
Yeah.
you find it's almost impossible to really gain any advantage. I'd look. Trust me, I tried to do it one time. See how much quicker.
Please tell me
Yeah,
there's video, please.
Come on, Manny running across
First
the
of all,
street. No.
first of all, and climbing over a roll
Put in
cage,
slow motion, Damon.
Yeah.
and then you got to have the you got to leave the key in the ignition, because then you're trying to put the key in. As you're,
Roll cage. This is the golden era.
So it's
We only lost two
it was
drivers
a
this
romantic notion, but the reality was Porsche realized they could save money, and at the
yeah.
time they were pretty poor, so the amount
Less
of wiring
wiring.
they could
Shorter
save.
wiring. Yeah,
Yep,
that's
less
what I heard.
wiring.
But the romantic story is still used by Porsche.
Yeah.
They still
Well,
use it.
not the 992.2, right?
There's no more
it's
key.
a
Now it's a
button.
push. Now it's a
But it's still on
button.
the left.
No, I don't think so. I think it's on the right.
992.
I think so, because people were complaining about it. It's not on the
992
left.
is the button is on the left.
It is on the left?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just a button now. It's not
I was
a
about to say, when did it go to the right? I don't.
the dot two, the 992.2. I
Dot
should say.
two.
I
Yeah.
remember someone internally told us that when they had this discussion about whether they had the key or not, which
Yeah.
at this point wasn't even a key, it was just a knob that you turned. They almost went at that level, like almost a board. They almost got in the fisticuffs because people were so passionate about either a push button or turning the key.
The Macan has a key. It doesn't come out, but
Yeah.
it is on the left, and you turn it.
Right.
Although, in all fairness, I had a 70 911 and a 912, and there's a lot of wiring on that portion because you've got like the turn signal stalk with your lights and that.
But back in the day, to move it an extra foot for every single car, right? I mean,
But that's one of the reasons you put relays in that wiring harness if you put modern lights, because it could blow, because there's very little wiring there distance wise.
Yeah.
So yeah, that makes sense.
Okay.
So there is a 914 trivia question. I think, well, you know it. How do you know one of the significant differences in a 914.6 is the key is on the left. And a four-cylinder, it's
It's on the right.
it's in the steering column
Steering column,
because it
yeah.
came from a Volkswagen.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, very good. Look at you making up your own trivia questions. Good
I
job.
got more.
The 914.
That's pretty
I've
amazing.
been- I've
Oh,
been-
wait.
I've been keeping score. You haven't answered that many, so you're not testing too well today, sir.
I know. Well,
But it's all in the name of educating our listeners. All right, the next one here, I think you two will know this, but to our listeners, do you know this one? What is the original 911 called?
901
And
Peugeot.
is that your final answer?
Yeah, I agree. That was a 901 until the lawsuit.
Till the lawsuit. yeah.
Lawsuit from Peugeot.
Yeah.
Flash the country of France.
Yes. So Peugeot made it known that they had an issue with the name 901. And so they chose 911. Now, here's a question I don't know, Manny, is why did they choose 911?
Just because it was the next number in line.
No, I mean, they could
That would be 902.
They could 902, 903,
It's
904.
Germans, sir. This is why we love them.
I think it was. I think I recall it was because Peugeot's argument is like we're the one number, company, and so if they've just gone 2, it'd still be the same legal argument. So
So
by
why they do
adding
910 then?
So here's actually the 910 and the 904, 906, and 910 were not called that officially. 904 called the Carrera GTS, 906 called the Carrera 6,
Right.
and the 910 called the Carrera 10.
Yeah. So they stayed away from
Yeah.
all that just for legal battles.
But internally, it had the designation
Yeah.
of the 911, 901.
So
You
here's
don't want to go against him.
Here-
in
They probably
a
did that
trivia
to avoid
contest.
another law.
so here's a part B.
you don't want to piss off the French.
Here's a part B to that question. So of course, originally named 901. So they made some cars. They made some cars, obviously, as you know, that are 901. How many of those cars were made?
Don't feel bad. I would have to look this up. I don't.
So
have
if we
this-
take
Yeah.
the secretary number, which was 20, I'd say let's double
25.
it to
25, right?
25.
I'll say
So-
40
Before you answer that, I'm going to say it was. I think it was a
Oh,
couple
you've
hundred.
been looking up on that.
No, I haven't. I don't know. This one.
I'm going with 50. 50.
I'm going to say a couple hundred, 200.
Very smart guess there. According to Porsche, 57 production cars left the factory as true 901s.
And
said
for the longest time,
47,
they were
yeah.
not valuable. In fact, if you looked at buyer's guides, they told you to stay away from these early cars because parts were so hard to find. Just buy like a later, like a 69 long
All these
wheelbase.
gremlins in them.
Yeah.
First
And
year. Avoid the first year.
Now everyone goes crazy if they have an early, even if it's not a 901, just an early build 911 is like a treasure.
Oh, this next one will be fun. I think these guys will know this one.
What is Sonderwunsch?
It's like special wishes where you can pretty much build whatever your heart's desire if your pocketbook can afford it.
With that name, that's a German superhero from the 80s.
Sonderwunsch.
Is it really?
He fought Voltron.
That's what
That would be
happens when
pretty
you
cool to
grow
make
up,
him a
yeah.
character.
So according to the factory website, Sonderwunsch Special Requests program takes attention to detail to the next level and helps you make your own Porsche dream come true, no matter what year your car was built. Whether it's a new vehicle before delivery, a vehicle you already own, or your classic Porsche. Whether you want special designs and equipment, or maybe even a true one-off vehicle, you can work together with the Sonderwunsch team to make your dreams come true. I always say have a very healthy bank account,
Yep.
at least 7 digits. And the perfect example of this car is the Porsche Club Coupe that Damon has up on the screen. The classic Club Coupe was a perfect example of what Sonderwunsch can do. They took a 99 996 plain Jane 99 996 that needed a lot of help and transformed it into a one-off dream car, which had a GT3 engine, bubble top roof, special paint,
The
special
ultimate
seats.
996
That's the greatest 996 of all time.
of all time.
It is, and then now Jerry Seinfeld owns it because he won
Thank
the-
you very
won
much,
the auction.
Mr.
Yes.
Seinfeld.
And I think Mr. Seinfeld did a great purchase. Who can say they have the best 996
And
in
it's
the
the
world?
factory build. It's not
Yeah.
not
It's
Singer.
more
It's
than
not
the fac-
Gunther
It's more
Werth,
than the
it's
factory, though, isn't it?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
It's the museum.
It's the museum. It's us. It's,
Well, it's, I mean,
know,
it's you have
collaboration.
basically you have a designer, in this case Grant Larson, at your disposal to help you spend your money.
So here's something he's never mentioned online about that car.
your role.
Yeah.
Your role.
Yeah, he called me up and said, "Are you doing anything?" I said, "No." So we went down to Porsche of
Arlington.
Arlington
Yep.
and found the car.
Yep. But you didn't go down there to scoop the car up with me.
No, we went down to look
Just to
at
look
it,
at
see
it,
if
yeah.
we could. Did we try to start
Is it a
it?
99?
Yeah, it was 99.
early 9/11.
It was dead. It was dead.
It was
remember?
dead,
They didn't
yeah.
even have the key.
And remember, you couldn't. They had it inspected before you could take it.
What's that?
They had to get it inspected before they could sell it to you.
No, it was. They needed to find out if they could sell it, and if they could. They couldn't even open the front lid to inspect it. So I offered them a price if they could at least inspect it or take it as is. So they ended up not even wanting to deal with the car, so we bought it as is.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yep. But yes, you did have a role in that. So now it's on
Look at
record.
it
Now it's on record.
Now
That's
it's on
right.
record. Exactly.
You had plenty of opportunities, and you just.
But where
right.
were you when the Civic wheels were stolen?
Yeah, exactly.
They were in the back of the wagon. You know? And I'm just now waiting before I put
driving
it on
across the
Facebook
state.
Marketplace.
Are you checking Facebook Marketplace to
Yes,
see if your wheels?
Absolutely. Every
Oh yeah.
every chance I get, I'm looking, and I know all the ones that are available in this area right now. So if a new one pops up, I'll know. I'm also
Baltimore.
I'm also checking Craigslist. So for the thieves, I'm watching you, man. I'm watching.
But I don't care they stole it. It doesn't bother me. Doesn't bother me that they stole it.
I'm not. I didn't say it doesn't bother me. I'm
He's
just
become
saying.
like Liam Neeson for Civic Wheels. I know where you live. I will find
Special
you.
skills. You take my wheels, I'll drive that car out of there in an hour.
I will find you. Also, one of the wheels has Loanne had recently rubbed up against a curb, but didn't curb the wheel, but curbed the sidewall of the tire. So one of the wheels also has that very unique
I
mark.
think you need to invest in a set of curb feelers. Do they still make them?
Probably JC
great
Whitney.
on
We are coming up on the hour, and we still have a lot of questions, and we want to continue to educate. So quickly, what is Weissach and what is Flacht?
Flock is flat for flat nose, right? Flock brow, is that what you're talking about? No.
Good guess.
And Weissach is where they do a lot of engineering and special design.
Gary?
Next to the newer factory. That's that beautiful kind of upside down cone shaped.
You're thinking of Leipzig.
Yeah,
I'm thinking of Leipzig. Okay.
Yeah, it's good.
Good.
That's-
All right.
We know the Weissach's edition is very expensive. It's
Yeah.
models.
But
Okay.
it's
Well,
named the Weissach edition for a reason.
yeah. So Weissach is the home of Porsche R&D. It is their famous test track. It's not open to the public. In fact, visitors, when they come there, you have to turn in your cell phones and you have to be escorted in. Now, Flacht, I guarantee you most GT people know what Flacht is. It's a small village that happens to be part of the Weissach R&D facility, and motorsports sits on that property. So if you ever see some GT cars with the license plate Flacht, or they have a very special decal.
On the picture that Damon has up right now, if you look to the bottom left, that is that's the motorsports department. That's like Flock, if you will.
How do you spell that?
FLACH.
It does mean flat, and the top part is the R&D and the cafeteria and everything. But that's all fairly new. They added onto it.
Mm-hmm.
That's all the motorsports.
Yep. And that's where a lot of proud GT owners will have decals and put on the back of their car that says "Made in Flock."
For the longest time, it was like the secret, because they would put in small letters "Made in Flock" somewhere on the car, but no one really
The
paid
factory-
attention to it. Yeah,
the
and
factory.
the marketing guys decided to really promote it, and that
Exclusivity.
became no longer like a inside secret.
Yep. All right, next
the
one.
world
Manny.
is flocked.
How many overall wins does Porsche have at the 24 Hours of Le Mans?
That's a hard one. I wouldn't know that.
I like how they close their eyes when they're thinking really
18.
hard.
16.
18.
It's close. Porsche has 19 overall wins and 108 class wins. First one in 1970 and the most recent in 2017. And who knows when 20 will come now that they
does
pulled
that-
out the WEC.
Does that question? I guess what the question is, what about the privateers? I mean, usually at Le Mans you'll have a private.
That includes
Includes them.
that includes Porsche,
yeah.
anything.
Any
So
Porsche
like
win.
Patrick Dempsey's team podiums, they get
count
credit.
it. Sure.
count
Yeah.
that.
Well, here's
Cool.
a better
Very
one.
cool.
Was in 2003 or 4, maybe later than that. Anyways, the 24 Hours of Daytona, IMSA had come out with a new class called Daytona Prototype. Mm-hmm. And Porsche had entered a pseudo factory entry, Ruby Tuesday, with the flat 6. These guys out of Texas used an engine, a Cayenne engine that was built up by a NASCAR shop. They took a Cayenne engine and took all the NASCAR knowledge he had and transformed this German V8 into this fire-breathing NASCAR engine. Put it in the Cayenne and put the motor inside this Daytona Prototype. Porsche would not even let him put the Porsche crest on this car.
No.
And it said on the windshield, it said Porsche V8, but not in the Porsche script. And so basically they were like, we don't know you. You didn't come in to the party with us. And we're all with Ruby Tuesday and our flat 6. Well, the flat 6 breaks midway. And suddenly they realize, this
It's a marketing opportunity.
Porsche that we won't let it put a crest on. They may win this race. So they all migrated over to say, hey, remember us?
I remember that because that was one of my early Daytona visits, and that was the Action Express.
Action Express.
Express, and
Gal Barbosa was.
they actually
the lead
ran
driver.
a Porsche Panorama decal on the car.
Yes.
Did they win?
Well, not on the Action Express, they ran that on the Ruby Tuesday car, I believe.
No, I have a picture of me next to the Action Express car with the
Really?
Porsche Panorama.
Okay,
I can't wait to look this
But
up.
yeah,
Did they win?
oh yeah,
That car won. That car won.
Yeah.
Wow.
And suddenly, Porsche was advertising the
Embraced
Monday
it.
morning. They won the 20 Hours of Daytona. But for me, the funny
the
thing
street engine and
was how you saw them when when you watch the TV afterwards. You see them like basically migrating over to because Porsche Motorsports there the whole time supporting their GT cars and their prototypes. But when the factory prototype failed, they went to the
Next best thing.
Who are you going to go home with tonight? In this case, it was the Action Express.
Easy, Manny.
This next one I didn't know about. This is kind of cool. What's the code name for the Cayenne during its development?
No clue.
Janice.
Nope.
But
Col-
who is Janice, Gary?
The Colorado
accounting.
project. I didn't know that. This was the internal code for the development project that began in the 1990s.
Yes, because it
That'd
could
be the
an all
Florida-
road.
You know what the
project.
code? You know what the code name for the Macan was?
I guess I should,
Oh,
but I don't.
I think I know. Was that Cajun?
Yep, Cajun.
Cajun, yeah. Cajun.
Cayenne Junior.
Ah,
They shortened
yeah.
it to Cajun.
All right.
Yep. All right. I'm just going to say the next one since you're taking a sip of drink here. How closely related is Porsche to Volkswagen?
Oh, Volkswagen owns Porsche now.
But anything else?
Sounds like some weird family question. Is it my third cousin I can marry? Or
You can answer it. You know this very well, Manny.
Yes, you can, Gary.
You're in luck, Gary.
you know everything, Manny.
That is allowed in the state of Maryland.
First cousin's allowed in the state of Maryland. It is.
You too.
These guys,
Not in West Virginia.
Is this
but
what retired life is
Yeah,
like?
it is.
No, it came up in conversation recently.
So
What sort of
essentially,
conversation are you having?
essentially,
None of your
the
business.
Porsche and PX families have a huge ownership stake with Volkswagen. So when Porsche was bought out by Volkswagen, I didn't really worry about it because it was like within the family. Had GM bought it out, I would have been very, very concerned. But in this case, the PX, because Professor Porsche has two children, Ferry Porsche and Louisa. Louisa marries Anton Piech, and they have children, and one of them is Ferdinand Piech, who becomes the head of Volkswagen eventually, and among other things. But up until 1972, he worked for Porsche, and he ran their racing department and was responsible for all the neat prototypes from the 906 all the way through the 91730. And just a genius of a guy. But they actually, because Professor Porsche designed the Beetle, they got money, like a commission from every royalty from every Porsche sold, and that helped keep the company afloat. Well, not every Volkswagen Beetle sold. So, yep, they have a big stake, financial stake, and that company that holds that financial stake for the two families is called Porsche Holding SE, I believe.
Yeah.
But wait, how does that relate to your car, the 914? Because wasn't that a Volkswagen Porsche when it first?
So that was a handshake deal with the CEO at the time, Heinz Nordhoff, and Ferry Porsche. Nordhoff dies midway through development of the car. The new guy that comes in says, "There's nothing written. We can't afford to do this. This is too expensive. We'll sell you the bodies, but it's going to cost you a lot more." And it just jacked the price way higher than they thought. And well, it was still a success because they sold over 100,000 of them. But that was the deal. That's why I see still to this day, anything with the Volkswagen family, when they do partnerships, it's all within that family. It's not like they're going to Toyota to do a deal. They're staying with the family. So when they talk about this new SUV coming out, this Junior Macan, everyone looks to either Volkswagen or Audi as the bases that they're probably going to steal from and build their own car because it's all within the family.
And 914s were what, 70 to 76?
Yep.
Right? There was not a 69.
It depends how you. So in Europe, they call it a 69.
69, okay.
In the United States, they do it, I think, by year of production. We do it by registration or something like that. We do like a year later. Then it's very frustrating when you're researching articles because you have to see where the website you're looking at is from because if they're European. Then we call it the 73 RS, they call it the 72 RS. So that's why the anniversary is always like a year earlier than us. But we get to celebrate for 2 years.
And
So-
914.6, just 70, right?
No, they went to 71.
Did they make a few?
Yes, and then 72, they came out with the 916, the prototypes.
Didn't Porsche do something with Mercedes?
They did build the
500E or E500.
E500, yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
They built it because the Mercedes didn't have a line that was wide enough to, and in Works 1, they had a line that was wide enough for the Mercedes to be built. And at the time, Porsche needed any kind of business they could get. It was like your brother-in-law out of work and you wanted to cut your lawn. They were like, sure, I'll do anything you want. I need money.
And they did an Audi wagon with a Porsche motor.
RS2.
Right? Yeah.
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 Their engineering firm is still very much alive. It's just they don't get the glory, but they are very, very involved with a lot of engineering.
Yeah, I think
projects
at
we
one
don't know
time,
about.
and I don't know what the percentage is now, but the Porsche engineering and Porsche, the banking side of their business was way more the contributions to the company's earnings. Like, yes, the cars bring in money, obviously, but their engineering and their banking business is really what brings in
Like
the money.
Mike Mauer, one of the previous guests we've had on here, he sent me a note after one of our podcasts saying he thinks that the next flow of income is going to be probably military contracts or government contracts that Porsche is going to be taking on. That obviously won't make the front pages of the car stuff, but stuff that it's like Amazon. They don't make the majority of income isn't from the retail side, but it's the government contracts.
Data centers.
Data
Yeah.
centers. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. All right.
And they did work with Harley, too.
Oh,
They did.
Right?
Yep.
You know,
V-Rod.
V-Rod.
Yep.
Well, that's why
V-Rod.
we has that and not a fat boy.
Yes.
You're not a fat boy anymore.
Yeah.
No, the car, the Mustang
Just the fat boy on the V-Rod.
doesn't look like Arnold Schwarzenegger. You know? When that movie came out, everyone
Oh,
and his brother
yeah.
bought a fat boy.
Exactly. All right, let's switch gears to modern day cars. That's a little hint for you. Which Porsche made for the street use has the most horsepower, and how much? I think it's easy to guess what car it is, but how much horsepower?
Probably a GT2 RS is my guess, or 3 RS.
Nope.
I'm gonna. What was
Oh.
that kind of shooting brake purple
Close.
Panamera that just killed it on the Nürburgring?
You're getting closer.
Okay, all right.
Manny actually drove this one, Manny.
Yeah.
Is that the
Someone you drove
Panamera GT or something? The one you had drove that next to me?
This does have no gasoline in it.
Yeah.
Wow, this is surprising.
It is. Yeah.
Wow.
No gasoline. That's the
why no
reason why
gasoline.
I don't care.
That's why.
Who cares?
The 2024
Paul getting all snarky because they got the answer wrong.
No. Who cares about
It's,
EVs?
it's
No.
purple. There it is.
I can see how you responded to your teacher
Damon
back in
for
the day.
the picture up in for
Who
it.
cares about this?
You're stupid.
I don't need to know this.
I don't
Mama.
need to know this one.
Math isn't important.
It's the Taycan
Oh, yeah.
Turbo GT of the Weissach package.
Yes.
1,019 horsepower.
Wow. All right. Here's another one. This is from the 70s. Of why did Porsche call their 911 with the removable top the Targa?
Named after the race.
Yeah.
Targa
Floria. Floria.
Floria.
Floria.
Very good.
Yes.
But also, do you know why they came up with the Targa? That's a nice trivia.
They thought that convertibles would be outlawed, possibly in the U.S.
Unsafe.
They were.
Yeah.
In 76 was the last Eldorado. Is that the last convertible? 75, 76. Supposedly the last.
You know how you are with electric cars? I'm like that with American cars. I don't
Please
I can't
look
keep
at
track.
here.
He started to doze off.
Poker.
Yes.
No,
so
yeah.
because convertibles were at the time being perceived as being unsafe, so this was their solution: is creating a safety bar.
Weren't they outlawed for a while? I mean, I don't think you
No?
could produce convertibles.
Oh, I don't know if they're technically. That's a good question. I don't know if they're technically outlawed. I think with all the safety regulations, it wasn't worth it money wise to be able to make a convertible that people would buy within a certain price
I
range.
think mid
But
80s.
Mercedes SLs did not stop being produced.
Maybe American cars.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah.
Because when the LeBaron came out, not LeBaron, the K car.
K cars, yeah.
You know, that was like in 80, wasn't it? 79. They,
Yeah.
And that, Lord knows, did not look any safer than the
No.
previous.
K cars.
That's Roxanne had that when I started dating her, was
Wow.
a K car convertible.
Although, if you were to find a original mint K car today, that would be kind of cool.
So the K car
I
convertible.
don't think so.
I don't think
I spend my budget on something else, but to each their own.
Chrysler Chrysler didn't produce the convertible. I think they sent it out to like American Sunroof Corporation,
yeah.
ASC. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
All right. What is PTS and Rennbow?
Paint to sample.
Yes.
You take Rennbow.
Rennbow is the cool website where we can research Porsche color history, and it shows
good.
like a number of buckets that
1 to 5.
Do you know who owns Rennbow?
1 to 5 cans, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Krylon,
Krylon owns Rennbow?
Glasserit.
The Porsche Club of America.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, that's
author
right.
of Rennbow.
That's right.
Yeah.
No, it's a great. It's a great
time
resource.
suck. I mean, if you
Yeah.
want to look at colors on the original cars and how people have applied different colors to
Manny and I don't see those colors.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, the two colorblind probably don't hang out.
I mean,
there
I see the
much.
colors. I just don't see the
So
colors.
yeah,
I don't know what
check-
the colors.
Check out
smell the colors.
Rennbow.org. Over 14,000 photos uploaded, but you can check all the unique colors, and we have paint codes if it's available, and also we rate them on a 1 to 5 paint can, and the more paint cans, the more rare it is.
So,
And I used this the other day because on the previous podcast, you had the question about the 996 40th edition,
Oh yeah,
what color it was.
yeah.
GT Silver.
But then it was driving me nuts because I was like, there's another 996 that was a special edition. And
talking-
there was,
yeah.
there
That was the
the
Millennium.
Millennium.
Yeah,
And remember
yeah.
what color that was?
Vesuvio.
no, I don't think so. I think it was like
Maybe you should
I
go
mean, the
to
40th
Rennbow.
anniversary was GT Silver,
GT
right?
Silver.
Yeah,
GT
yeah.
Silver, but
Yeah, I know which
the
one
Millennium
Gary's
one
talking
was another interesting.
do you know or
color.
you're asking?
I'm asking. I went to go, but I can't remember the name. It's
Yeah, I
not
can't
Vesuvius.
No.
And isn't the only other
What year is it?
It should be 2000 because it was the Millennium Edition. It came with chrome wheels. They only made 2,000 of them.
Yep.
Kind of it came with a,
I know it's not chroma flare, but it was something like that, I think.
but it's one of those other colors when you see it in the light, it's
Changes,
different.
Are you seeing it up here?
I do not.
Probably better off just Googling
Yeah.
Yeah.
Millennium
Millennium
Edition
Edition.
911 and it would come up. But
There've only been a few cars.
There's
Vesuvio.
Vesuvio.
yeah, it's not
Vesuvio.
Vesuvio. I'm pretty sure it's not Vesuvio. But it's not Violet Metallic. Anyways, so this is interesting. So I, Thursday I went to Rim Renewed.
Oh, yeah.
My now 3 month quest of trying to get my wheels to match Club Blau on my 964. And so I went to see Sam, and I brought him my toy car, the Club Coupe, and because he matched the Porsche Swatch, but the Porsche Swatch is not Club Blau, even though it says Club Blau. He matched a Swatch identically, and I'm like, Sam, I can't blame you because you did match it, but that's not Club Blau. I can't believe they don't have a true Club Blau in the Swatch. And so he said, if you give me something metal, I can do it. I said, I got a model. He goes, that'll work. So
Yeah.
as soon as I got there, he goes, come back with me. We're going to do this right now. And it came out with, what's that blue color? It couldn't find Club Blau. in
Did
the
he
system.
paint it or powder coat?
Powder coat.
They come out as Voodoo,
No, not Voodoo. What's the latest blue?
Shark Blue.
Nope.
Mexican blue?
What's the no?
Lugano blue.
Logano, very
Logano
good
blue.
name. It's reading my mind.
Wow.
Logano blue. That's what the computer said. It said use that, but then take out a couple things and add a couple things, and
Yeah.
you'll have Club Blau.
Oh wow.
I thought it was very
A
interesting.
little bit of red, a little bit of yellow.
It looks for the closest color, and then it tells you to modify.
So he can do colors in powder coat? Because I didn't think he could. He was
yeah.
only limited. I thought there was limited colors when you
No.
powder coat.
Powder coat or paint?
Powder coat.
Powder coat, really?
I didn't think you could
you can
do-
custom mix powder coat colors?
Didn't tell me that one
There,
time. but
there are a ton of color options for powder coating. I don't know how they do custom colors, but you know,
I don't know. He said it was a fairly new system from the last time I was there, like a month and a half ago, and yeah, it
That's
said,
pretty cool.
It said go to Logano and then change
Change
a
it a
couple
little bit.
things. So
There's
he
a
was
place
pretty
in
confident.
Crofton that still paints.
Oh,
I think the other place Gennady uses paints.
paints. Yeah.
That
Yeah.
alloy wheel.
Yeah.
repair? Yeah.
I think they're the ones that fixed my Z3 wheel, which I should have told Gennady, just unbend it.
Yeah.
You don't have to finish it. Because now I got one beautiful looking wheel and three terrible ones.
That's how I ended up with two nice ones in the rear. I had to get both of them.
All right, and one last question here. In the Porsche world, what does RS stand for?
Rennsport.
Yes. Yeah.
But also, in the early days, what did RS stand for? I mean, the homologation, not as the event, Right. Are you thinking about the event, or are you thinking about the application in racing?
I think it's racing. This
Yeah,
is
okay.
the racing team. This
Correct.
is made for the track,
Wrench
not
bolt.
for street use.
Any idea when the RS sort of was used on a car? When was it first used on a
The
car?
RS America?
70.
No, it would have been like the
72,
late
3?
50s in the RS Spider.
RS Spider.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Is
Long
that
before my time.
Yeah.
little. Yeah, I remember that. Didn't they make a Boxster that was a nod to that?
Yes.
RS60. Yeah.
RS60. Yeah. There you
And
go.
RS America.
Wow. You guys did
We didn't do
pretty
too
well.
bad.
Pretty well.
Yeah.
Hopefully,
Please be kind in the comments if we messed
to the
up
listeners,
history.
I hope you enjoyed that. Now you've got more than 20 factoids, Porsche factoids that you can be aware of and be considered the Porsche expert. That's your.
There's so much more, I'm sure.
But there's so much
I would love
more.
to hear in the comments anyone that has what they think is need to know trivia, which is there's so much. I could have written 100 questions.
Oh, yeah.
But I'm always learning, and I love when we either hear myths debunked or the real story about why they did certain things.
But Manny is the undisputed
He is.
Porsche
He is.
So
trivia
that's
king.
Nathan.
Nathan's off.
Nathan's
Yeah.
pretty good too.
I wouldn't wanna go
Actually,
against-
Nathan's
yeah.
really
Yeah.
So you remember when I said what the N-spec meant on their tires, and I remember you
Nürburgring?
didn't. Yeah, but you didn't know it at the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I want to remind everyone to be sure to head over to PCA.org to sign up for PCA's newsletters, performance news, e-brake news, and Mart Fresh, all free. And in the news, we've got 2 items here. The first one's not the most popular one, and that's talking about tariffs. Prices going up.
Oh, let me
Wah,
pull,
wah,
let me
wah.
pull my.
Today.
Is it today?
I'm saying today. Who knows what happens tomorrow?
knows?
It's
Yeah,
it's
see
been
what
there.
the Supreme Court does here. This
Yeah.
section.
Yeah, so it's hard to keep track of how many times there's price hikes because Porsche just did price hikes and now they've announced that there's going to be even more price hikes.
Yeah, and not only the cars. Like I know our friends
Parts.
over at Parts on Parts and Classic Parts, and the one that's really been hit very hard is with Porsche design like watches because they've got like a 30% tariff
Yeah.
on stuff that's coming from Switzerland. So
I didn't
Well,
realize I was investing in watches when I bought one. Now that the
I know
market's changed.
yeah, exactly.
I think
So,
I told you the PCCB rotors
yeah
went from a set of 4 from 20,000
Yeah.
to 30.
to 30,000. Wow.
So they are.
Scary.
So the first round was between 2.3 and 3% increase,
Yeah.
which jumped the prices up on average between $5,000 to $8,300. And now this next round is going to be even higher. It's going to cost Porsche more than $813 million this year.
And the thing is, yes, everyone does not like a price hike, but please understand that Porsche is not passing on the
All of
total
it.
costs
Not all of it, yeah.
so it could be worse. It could be worse.
And I
They're,
think
they're
that's
trying to
true.
absorb as much as they can, and I guess creating efficiencies and reducing
And it's
costs.
variable too because
Yeah.
it's not like everything from Porsche has a 5% tariff. They have to fill all this paperwork out of where the parts come from.
Yeah.
And I remember when we were in Atlanta, they were saying what a nightmare it is for accounting
Oh.
because they've got to like submit how much of this car is going to be at this tariff rate, how much at this tariff rate.
Yep.
So I wonder internally if Porsche's shifting production to places that are going to be hit less with less tariffs than other places.
But the problem is it's a moving target.
Yes.
Right?
that's it.
oh yeah,
So like
And
you
a
may
factory-
figure it out today, but tomorrow might be
And the
different.
factory doesn't just
A
grow
factory
overnight
does
either.
not just
No.
pick. You can't just hook it up to a trailer and move it. So.
Well, just a personal plug coming from my previous background, highly would welcome Porsche to onshore some manufacturing capabilities here in the States. That would be pretty cool. And so
BMW is
even
looking,
if they wanted to, it wouldn't be quick. That's the thing.
yeah,
is
I mean
the
BMW
infrastructure
looks really smart right now with having Spartansburg.
has Spartanburg, yeah, and
Yeah.
Mercedes too.
we'd
Mercedes,
love to have
yeah.
them here.
Yeah.
We'd go tour them at
I don't
other
know.
factories.
Yeah,
something about having been built in Germany. Although the Cayenne is built in Slovakia, so
Yeah.
that's not
Just
built.
just
in,
build parts here with the parts that we need to maintain these things.
the next news item was kind of you probably saw this on social media because it was a person hanging out the frunk of a Boxster.
Oh yeah, they turned the 718 Boxster. I think of Damon because he's always the one who's in the back of the Cayenne.
Yeah, we do this just without all the fancy equipment.
No, we
and gear
don't.
Here.
No, we don't.
Wow.
Just kidding. You
wish.
I'm looking at the picture here.
Damon, I could see you doing this.
Yeah,
David
well, I
David
would, but not
do
with
it.
PCA because I know that people are watching and that would
Yes.
reflect very badly on the club. What we do is we have harnesses and sometimes
Yeah.
at very
In the
slow
back of the unit,
speeds
yeah.
we do it in the back
Right.
of an SUV or something.
But so for those listening, this is a 718 Boxster with the front hood removed, and the photographer wearing a helmet, strapped in, but is in the trunk area or front area with a camera taking pictures, which I'm sure you've got to be some amazing shots.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's got to be the ultimate place to take a moving photo in
I would
any
think
car
so,
because
too,
you can
yeah.
get low and you're in front of the car that you were taking photos from. And
Yeah, especially the one they're shooting right there, which is
only electric cars or mid-engine cars can do
Raleigh.
that.
That's so cool.
Very cool.
So something that,
Well, you could do it in a 911.
It's not deep enough.
and these are the,
True, you could do it in 911. Doesn't have to be mid-engine, just not front engine.
Yeah.
and so is a team
really
of
have
9 apprentices at Leipzig that built converted this Boxster S into a camera car. So hopefully we see that in the States. That would be pretty cool to see it at the next Rennsport driving around, and would they offer rides?
And I think those offer rides. That's
Certainly
Hey,
with
Damon,
a waiver.
how about in the parking lot later? We just test this thing out.
That's funny. All right, folks, I want to remind you to check out PCA Sim Racing. If you want to race other PCA members online, you can head to PCASimRacing.com. If you're new to this world, they have instructions on what you need to get and how to get started. If you're looking for insider swag, head over to the PCA web store. We've got bottles, mugs, t-shirts. And if you're just looking for a PCA podcast insider decal, send us your address information and we'd love to send you a set. And with that, gentlemen, I hope you're a little bit brighter, learned a little bit of something, and thank you for sharing all of your thoughts. Great seeing you, and I know we always joke around and poke fun at you, and that's what we do. But you take it all.
Just me?
Just you. I haven't had the opportunity to really make fun of Gary because there's so much fodder with you. So, and you take it so well.
And hey, thanks for the podcast. Like when I was commuting in every day, I'd listen to the podcast on the metro or around the house doing chores. So thanks for the content. I'm looking at all three of you and the whole team. It's enjoyable. I mean, this is pretty nerdy stuff that we're into.
I had somebody ask me,
It's nice.
Are you limited? Like, is there rules that say you have to limit to an hour? He goes, because it'd be great if you guys were 2 hours. And I'm like, I don't think we have 2 hours worth of talking that we could.
Wait,
We do,
could,
but to do it on a regular basis would be tough.
I do have a go back. Okay, so going with this idea of onshoring some stuff. What I would love is if Porsche, with some apprentice program or whatnot, would start doing a 996, 997 engine exchange program. They could, we could drop off
that's
our
not
old
the-
engine.
that's not the
as a
first I've heard that.
core,
Yeah.
but do it here in the States. You could train people up, and it would change our world. Because
Right.
it's so hard for
So
me and others in a younger generation to get into a 911. We can't buy a used 911. It's too expensive. But
You drive a 996 turbo.
right, that's close to being an antique.
But it's a
You know?
Metzger. It's a Metzger motor
Yeah.
and doesn't have the IMS issue.
Yeah,
So-
exactly. But I would love if
Like
we
a
could
core
do it.
exchange program that's reasonably priced.
Yes, and we would sign
Save-
whatever.
we would save a lot
we
of
need to.
996s that are.
And there's hundreds of them in this region that would be up and running happily.
I mean, there is a short block program, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Which
but like
is-
a full
but
complete
do it
plug
here.
and play.
Do it in the States.
Well, but you could, you could take from one to the other because usually,
true.
if it is, and
Yeah.
if it happened to be an IMS
The
issue,
best
it's
one
the
I
bottom
saw
end.
that did that, and in all seriousness, was, and I don't know if they still do it, but when Spec Mazda Miata started coming out, Mazda really embraced it. And if you were a member of SCCA and racing, you could be a part of this program and have, like you said, great engines. And for Spec first gen Miata, it was really cheap.
Yeah, they still have that actually.
Yeah, okay.
Porsche does should do that, I think, at
I
the
agree.
lower level
No.
because if I autocross my daily driver once, a Mazda 3, I get discounts on parts if I can prove it. For example,
Really?
That's
so
killer.
if you take it in motorsport and you can prove it, for example, Mazda will give you discounts on parts so you can keep it running in motorsport. And that would be really cool if Porsche did that.
You gotta remember, though, for the longest time, Porsche refused to say that the Boxster Cayman was a race car. I mean, to the point when Porsche Motorsport would come out to like Sebring for the club race, they could not even look at a any kind of Cayman race car, which there was a lot of because this was grassroots motorsports, but they couldn't even be seen looking at the engine of a Cayman race car until they built their own Cayman not spec Cayman, the Club Sport. The Club Sport. Mm-hmm. And then suddenly they came, but they would always say the Cayman and Boxster are not race cars. So I think they would have a long way. I would love nothing more like
looks like a duck, sounds like a duck. I've driven a Boxster.
I mean,
a race car,
balanced like a duck.
Spec Boxster to have crate engines with just like Mazda does, to encourage people to actually race the cars.
And we know how relatively easy they are to pull out the complete engine and unplug things.
Oh, it's a social event. It's wonderful. I mean, please, Porsche, if you're listening, explore it. Your fan base is asking.
We've heard
and do it here in the States.
All right, folks. Well, thank you for listening. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Consider sharing our show with fellow Porsche enthusiasts. Until next time, stay safe, and we'll catch you down the road.